Rock on, everybody. What's happening?
Man, you got a good, sexy voice there.
I thought you'd never notice,
I know.
baby.
This is what happens when we do a little pre-gaming before the cameras start with our guests.
Well, this time I actually want to be here. We've got a skilled engineer in the room, which we're going to hold back the identity of, like you didn't see it on the screen. But
yes, we got some guy here.
Some guy.
I know a guy.
Yeah, we got a guy.
So
anyway, for those of you who have been watching us on
this channel,
the YouTube channel, welcome. And we always do this when we start, just because we can. Hey, everybody, this is Kevin McLaughlin, and this is the Riffs and
Rhythms podcast. This is Paul Robertson.
Live.
I'm back at. Am I doing this all again?
It's a podcast with Pod Robertson.
This is what happens when you retire, I guess. Apparently, you just forget everything.
No, it's just because you're retarded.
Well, thank you. The R word. Yeah, there goes that. We're gonna get dinged in the first.
That's okay.
All right. So yes. The Rhythms podcast.
The Riffs and Rhythms podcast.
You know, it's the bourbon talking. That's what I'm blaming it on, folks. It's the bourbon talking.
All right, so
on the bourbon.
Let's congratulate Paul for putting in his years of dedicated servitude to a nameless, faceless corporation, and they rewarded him by buying him out at a young age and kicking him out onto the street. Paul, how does it feel?
Feels great.
You're free.
I am.
Out from under the thumb of the man.
That's right.
And you've been doing yard work ever since.
That's right. Yeah. I've been in the pool every day and, enjoying it. And, and my liver's like, oh, I thought you were
You mean we don't have to stop drinking on Sunday night?
Nope.
Oh, my goodness.
Nope. And I don't even have to even drive to work anymore.
How cool is
that? I don't even
that?
have to wear pants anymore to work.
Wait until you start discovering the joys of Irish coffee in the morning.
Guys, he's not even wearing pants in the studio.
You don't even have to stop drinking for coffee.
So if I want Irish coffee, do you apparently show up like a, leprechaun? Do I say,
yes.
Kevin, and you appear like Beetlejuice?
Like a genie. I've got a bottle of Jameson's in one hand.
Do I have
and a tray in the other hand with some creamed mint and some whipped cream.
That would be a great skit. An Irish genie, right? You rub the bottle of Jameson and then Kevin appears.
I'll put my cream in your coffee, baby.
Wow, we just took a weird turn now. But yes, thanks for tuning in to the podcast here. And don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and all the other good stuff. We got audio channel also on the B3 Podcast Network. So make sure you listen to all the other episodes there. We got Drums and Rums eventually. Now that I'm retired, maybe I can start it back up. I got some things I want to talk about coming up in September. That is drum related.
Look, he's already procrastinating. He just started being retired, and he's already putting stuff off to September.
I already told you today, I went down a rabbit hole on ChatGPT. I'm like now coding a festival app. And
yeah, he was just looking for some tickets to the show this weekend. Now suddenly he's an app designer for festivals.
Yeah.
He's got delusions of competency.
Don't worry, you'll see.
Okay,
that's right. Hey, we need a festival. We need a festival app for our next festival.
We do need a festival app for our next festival.
We actually need an app for our Treasure Coast Blues Society. That's what I need to be working on. Actually,
wasn't there someone? Who do you mention all the time? What's his name?
He hasn't been around.
He's been out of the country for a while.
We've just forgot about this little guy. So
anyway,
yes. We are speaking of course, and we love him, Mr. Brad Brock there. So
little guy.
That wasn't okay.
Well, when he stands next to Jordan, he's all right. Well, never mind.
The perfect height.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening and watching in the chats there. So we got a good chat crew going on here. We got 16 whole viewers. So we know they're not here for us.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and then.
Yeah. Let's just rip the Band-Aid.
Just break the surprise to everybody about who's our guest today. Guy, how are you, man?
Welcome to the podcast, Guy Gualtieri.
Thank you. Yes. I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
It is awesome to have you in the studio here. And what's it like to be in a studio and not actually running it?
Oh, it's great. I'm drinking Blanton's.
Yes.
I'm having a great time. And I appreciate you inviting me ahead of time so that we can get a head start on this.
Yeah.
Because without that, I'd be a wreck right now.
It's the liquid truth. So we're going to get all
It
the...
eliminates red light fever.
That's right. So for all yous that are in the chat here who have recorded with the guy, all of the secrets going to come out now from the studio session. So,
So number one secret, how much in the box are you?
I used to be almost all in the box, to be honest. When I first started, it was all, DAW, Pro Tools, plugins out the wazoo. I mean, I went crazy buying plugins. And, a lot of the people that were coming to me, they weren't electronic music producers and music artists. They were playing raw acoustic instruments. They were playing, banjos, fiddles, accordions. I have a story about accordions. I mean, just raw, acoustic, old school type instruments. So I started getting more and more hardware to record them. And then I started going into the hybrid mode. In other words, I was using the computer for recording, but I was also using a lot of front end. So I was putting, the microphone was going to a nice preamp. Then I was going to maybe an EQ and then a compressor after that, real nice equipment. And then it was getting recorded. And after that, I would just be all in the box for mixing and stuff like that. Now I'm at a point where almost completely all analog, and I'm just using the computer to capture, kind of like the tape recorder, right? The computer is just a tape recorder. It's just feeding, information back and forth to the console. And I'm using all outboard gear that goes straight to the console. And I love it. It really does sound a lot warmer, richer. I mean, I'm never going back, to be quite honest.
Interesting.
I lost the convenience, but actually my workflow is much faster, believe it or not, than with the computer.
Huh.
Everything's all wired up.
You got your set paths for each thing. You probably got, your vocal path. You got the stuff for drums. So you're more into processing it ahead of time, and so it's set by the time it gets onto tape.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah, but in the boxes, I don't think I'm going back. Yep.
Awesome. So for those of you who are uninitiated, the term in the box means that you do all of your signal processing inside of the computer after it's been converted to digital. And a hybrid or not in the box means that you're using regular analog, old school processors before you stick it into the computer. And all the above is good. And it's personal preference. I mean, I am really enjoying the fact that I have an unlimited pile of LA2As in my computer. That's cool. I'm digging the in the box
All of the compression.
atmosphere. Yeah.
This would have been, so a couple weeks ago, we had done, before we went live, remember the video we ended up watching with
I
Tim?
was going to bring that up. Yeah,
So
I'm
we're
surprised
gonna
you remembered that.
Yeah, it's just surprised I remember anything nowadays.
By the way, that's
Thank
a
you.
good segue to introduce our technician here
Yes.
in the studio. We have the ghost on the aux himself, Mr. Devin Merchant,
Hi.
available for hire.
Man of many words.
I'm going to take this moment to interject. KDG2441 in the chat said, take a shot.
Well,
Okay, well, you don't have to
you
threaten
don't
us
have
with a
to
good...
threaten me with a good time.
He's demanding it. The people need it.
The people's champion.
All right. Shall I? Hey, guys, still
I
loaded up
still have
here.
a shot left in the glass. Can I take that one?
Absolutely. And let me take this opportunity to remind everyone that everything tastes better in a Kevin McLaughlin shot glass.
You have your own shot glasses?
I do.
That's high end. You're kidding me. He does have his own shot glasses.
Wow, he doesn't believe you from all the way over here.
I couldn't
Don't worry,
see
I
that
don't ever
far,
believe
but-
him either.
So, who is it that recommended we do a shot?
Was that C3PO?
KDG2441.
All right. So drink with us. Here is a shot to a toast to whether you're in the box or out of the box. Have a good time.
Cheers.
I'll drink to that.
Drink to boxes.
Woo. So yeah, Devin played us a video in which I was laughing at him at first, but this guy went ahead using oscilloscopes, meters, electronic equipment, and met like all of the common, thoughts of audio equipment.
Jim Lil.
Jim Lil.
Shout out Jim Lil.
basically, like one of the things that stands out in my memory the most is that his comparison of the way $100 Focusrite digital to analog converter on a scope and on his A/B test distorted exactly the same way as like a Neve preamp.
1073.
1073, yeah.
I saw that video.
Okay.
He used. I'll give you my 2 cents if you want.
Yeah.
Go for
Yes,
it. That's
please,
why,
please,
yes,
please, please.
yes. We need an expert. We don't know what we're
It's
talking about.
created quite an uproar in the community. I don't know if you guys are following all the different.
I can imagine that every manufacturer of audio equipment wants him dead.
I found this out first on the audio engineering subreddit, and like every day there'd be new posts talking, commenting, putting their 2 cents, debating, arguing, all these things. So I'm curious to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, so he did some testing, right? And one of the tests that he did was called the sine sweep, where he takes just a single frequency and he changes it. So he starts at, let's say, 10 hertz and it goes to 11, 12, 13, all the way up, throughout the audible range, all the way up to 20,000 hertz. One frequency at a time. And he looked at, I think he used a Room EQ Wizard to map it out. And so he looked at it and said, oh, it looks about the same. Problem is, a lot of these preamps and a lot of these other like dynamic compressors and stuff like that, they really don't operate like that. They work on kind of work on all the frequencies simultaneously. So what he should have done was done like a white noise signal or a pink noise signal, which excites all the frequencies at the same time instead of just sweeping one frequency at a time. In which case you'd get all that what they call harmonic activity. And that's where all the color and all the warmth comes from, is that harmonic activity. So if he did it that way, he might have got a different result. That's my opinion. I'm speculating a little bit. But
did address that a little bit. I can tell you that his results were quite convincing in the context of that video, but a lifetime of being able to hear stuff, it doesn't make any sense because that is not the real world application. So, but one thing that I've been thinking about is when like that example that I brought up, an inexpensive analog to digital converter will distort. And a very expensive analog unit that's made, was designed, by Rupert Neve will distort. And I would be willing to say at a specific amplitude, at a specific frequency, you could get them to sound the same. But the digital to analog converter would have this much amplitude in which it would sound usably distorted. And the other gear would have this much usable amplitude in which it would be usably distorted.
yeah, it's a very good point. One of the reasons that I went to the analog gear is for the higher voltage rails. With the computer, you got very, very low voltage rails. In other words, you can capture we're probably boring a lot of people with this technical talk.
It's possible.
So,
But I don't care. I'm in.
But for those that have not seen what we're talking about here, there is a video, and we'll probably find it and drop it in the chat there to watch later, of course. If you're really into getting nerdy, diving into this stuff. But it was a guy, and Devin's brought it to our attention a couple weeks ago to watch. We almost never taped the podcast that night because we got dragged into watching the whole 45-minute video.
This discussion is probably responsible for filling about 3/4 of the servers on the planet. Okay? Because there's a lot of facets to this argument. Okay? There is the difference between everything. Everything sounds different. Even identical units off of the line in the same production run, you can run them up against each other, and they're going to sound different. Mm-hmm. It just does. Then there is the idea of, buy this and it will fix all your problems. Or do you sound horrible on guitar? Here, just buy this pedal. It's going to fix it.
But that's a society we live in about everything.
None of that.
Here goes an Olympic shot. Oh, you're fat. Here.
Yeah. If you already sound good, this might make you sound better.
Here's a shot. You sound better in guitar.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, touch this rock and suddenly you'll be able to play guitar. But or get a decent mix.
I like that. We can maybe try to market that.
We could sell the good rock.
Right.
We have the good rock here at the Riffs and Rhythms podcast. Come on in.
Oh, Devin, come on, man. Am I doing sound effects myself? Thank you.
Look at him. Right on the spot there. But so it is, especially among professional musicians. This is, and among people who would like to think of themselves as professional musicians. This is a topic of hot debate in all categories.
No, but remember, he's just a performer.
So
He just says that all over again.
Right.
I'm just a performer, but I can't hear the difference.
So this is where Devin can help you out to do a reaction video.
Okay.
You should do a reaction video to this, right? And just go, just cut it straight down. And
I was reacting in real time. This guy says that a $100 analog to
rate.
digital converter distorts and sounds exactly the same as a Neve 1073. Like, I know that's not true.
No, it's not true.
But his A/B tests indicated that they do sound the same. And they probably did in the example. I've got to imagine that he engineered that to do that specifically to create some buzz, because that guy's not a dummy.
Yeah, no, he's not. Maybe he did. Maybe he went out and purchased one of these Neve preamps. I can't remember if it was a 1073.
It was an
or
odd
not.
one. It was one I'd never seen before.
Yeah. And let's not forget, Rupert Neve actually designed Focusrite. He came up with the idea for Focusrite. So if they do sound the same, maybe I'm not surprised the same guy came up with the idea.
And I'm a Neve guy. My personal favorite console is the 8088. And according to Rupert Neve, existing technology does not allow for better sound. And I believe it, because the Neve 8088 costs more than the house you're living in right now. And it is a hopper in which you pour poop in one end and gold comes out the other side. It really is.
Depends on who's engineering it. But yes, I agree. Record on a Neve. Well, I would record harmonic instruments on a Neve. I would record drums on an API. And I would mix it all on an SSL. That would be just
Well, there you go. And I understand the difference, but I don't like to deal with all that complexity.
he's a simple guy. Come on.
Paul, I sent you the link to the video if you want to throw that in chat or something.
But traditionally the three favorite consoles of people who makes where money doesn't matter.
Well, this is where the conversation goes, right? Is you are right. This is I think there's an interesting difference here of being in the studio and not go buying a bunch of shit from Sweetwater and go sit in your house, right? So let's talk a little bit about that. I guess we can go to your background. We can, obviously everyone in the chat knows already who you are, and our podcast. We're all over the place.
Yeah, that's why I like about you guys.
Well,
You
so
make me laugh.
I think what he's trying to do is for those among the watchers here who are among the uninitiated, tell us about yourself. Who are you? What the heck is going on, and why did we even have you?
What kind of guy are we dealing with?
I grew up in New Jersey a long time ago.
What exit?
Is it 105 on the Garden State Parkway?
All right.
Yeah, right there. And I had a good time when I was there. I sure did.
Are you related to Paul Gualtieri?
Who?
Is it the character from The
Oh,
Sopranos?
surprise. Paulie Walnuts.
That's right.
Hey, man,
Forget
Paulie
about
Walnuts.
it.
It's me over here. Okay.
So you're from New Jersey.
I am from New Jersey.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, and I still go back there every now and then to see my family.
On purpose.
To see my family.
Okay. Well,
Errol Ani says
it could be
greetings from
warrants
the
or
Jersey
something.
Shore.
Oh.
Yep, Jersey Shore. That's
yeah.
where I born and raised on the Jersey Shore.
Okay.
Okay.
Great place in the summertime. It's
Asbury Park,
It's the
everything,
pits in the
yeah,
wintertime.
yeah.
Yeah, Bruce Springsteen country.
I've been to Asbury Park.
Yeah.
Did you ever play the Stone Pony?
No, but I attended there. I went there, saw a band play.
But did you die?
Cool story.
Yeah, cool story.
Felt like
cool
it.
story, bro.
No, you know what I noticed about? Yeah, that was it. That's what happened.
All right, this is what happens when you bring Bland's to these guys.
So sorry. So you're from New Jersey, and then what happened?
What happened after I was born in New Jersey?
Oh boy, folks, you're definitely getting your money's worth in this episode tonight.
Well, I'll start it.
What happened is I went to school. I went to school in Pennsylvania. Went to Penn State University. And I
I've
got
heard
a
of
degree
that.
in engineering.
Yeah. Okay. In audio engineering.
Actually, it was mechanical engineering. They didn't offer audio engineering back then. So I got a degree in mechanical engineering, and then I got a job at a little place called Pratt and Whitney down here in the off the Beeline Highway as an engineer. This was late 80s. I moved
Making
down
stuff
here.
you can't tell us about.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I can't remember actually. So
You tightened the bolts on the engine so they didn't fly away during the tests?
Right.
Okay, good.
They wouldn't let me touch a hammer, but
okay.
or a wrench.
Well, wait a minute. You went to school for mechanical engineering and they wouldn't even let you use a hammer?
It's a good thing you don't tighten bolts with a hammer.
No wonder they didn't give him a hammer.
Oh man, I don't know if
I'm
you guys
sorry.
can see the tears coming out of my eyes. From
Wow, this is, you know what? This is good.
Half the bottle's gone.
I know.
It's not my
It's a
fault.
$120 bottle.
Oh, how much do I owe you? No, I didn't. I'm just
So
taking
far,
a
only
little-
60.
Okay, there you go.
Anyway, so yes.
So anyway, was I telling you my life story, right?
You just got your job at Pratt
So
and
we're in
Whitney.
1989 now.
Okay.
We got a long way to go.
Well, we got.
We're going to fast forward here a
In
little
the
bit.
beginning.
So met a bunch of people, got into some bands, got into a band called The Uninvited
I've
in
heard
the
of that
90s. Oh, bullshit.
I actually have.
Look how
I've
old
lived
he
in
is. He's been
Florida my
around
whole
for a long
life.
time
Like, the
too.
Uninvited played in Palm Beach County like years
We
ago.
did. We played Sunfest 3 years in a row, 91, 92, 93, 94. So is that 3 years? But anyway,
But that's the perfect. I always thought that was the perfect name for a band because you could show up at any festival. Like, we're uninvited. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we can put you on in between. I thought that was a great name for a band.
I thought we had a very good time. Met a bunch of guys. One of the guys I met, bass player in the band, was named Rich Lamb. He's got a band now. You should get him on this podcast. They're called the Rotorheads. They're a lot of fun. They play covers and originals, but they're a party band. They play in and around Palm Beach and County and Stewart. It's just a lot of fun. And I actually recorded and produced one of their, actually a whole bunch of songs, which they were going to assemble into an album, but I don't think it ever happened. Check them out, the Rotorheads. They're really good
The
band.
Rotorheads. All right.
Yes, the Rotorheads. So
Write that down for later.
met Rich Lamb, and after that got into another band called Numb, where I met Bill Meredith.
Okay.
And I've been friends with Bill Meredith now for over 30 years.
We met Bill.
Bill's an incredible guy. Not only is he a good drummer, he's a music writer, journalist. He's just a great all-around guy. He does a lot of different things, and he does a lot of percussion too. And I used him on my latest album that's going to come out here soon called Circles. And he did the whole drum circle by himself. He's the one-man band. It was kind of impressive.
That's
what he did.
impressive.
Yeah. And after that, actually, my wife and I, we decided to have children and start a family. And the band thing just didn't work out anymore. He couldn't stay out till 4 o'clock in the morning, playing gigs, and then wake up at 6:30 and take the kids to school. So I decided I would start, producing electronic music and then DJing that electronic music. And it went well for a lot of years, maybe about 10 years I did that. It started off, playing like proms and homecomings for the kids, and those are really fun. If you ever get a chance to play a prom, you have 700 or 800 students out there kind of all doing the cha-cha slide in front of you. It's pretty impressive.
Wow.
So I was kind of mixing and producing my own electronic music and kind of throwing it in there at the same time. So that was kind of rewarding for me a little bit. But then it got old and I started, DJing weddings for the money, right? I got in with this agent that I'll get you all these wedding gigs, and they pay like great. Wedding gigs don't pay great. They pay him great, but they don't pay me great. And that's what it started to get. I mean, it would be 6 or 8 hours to do a 4-hour wedding and be, the DJ got to show up ahead of time and set up and tear down. And thank God for COVID, because COVID just wiped me out completely. Had no
that's
more
the first
gigs.
time we've heard someone say that. Thank God for
Happy.
COVID.
Oh, thank God I can get out of this.
Yeah, exactly, Paul. I had an out. It was like whether I wanted it or not, I had an out. So I decided to go back to school, and that's when I went back and got my master's at Berklee.
Oh,
in music.
congratulations. Did you actually go there?
No.
You did. They got online courses that are, just
It was
as good
COVID.
as-
It was COVID.
Yeah, it was
well,
COVID.
sorry.
Yeah, so it was online
He would've.
courses, but I had to work within local studios to do my projects and stuff like that. So I still got the hands-on experience, and I use studios like Echo Beach, which is close by here.
Yeah. Right down the
Really
street.
a great studio. Ray Holzknecht is the chief engineer over there. Phenomenal engineer. If you ever get a chance to record with Ray, please do it. He's here in Jupiter at Echo Beach. And then down in Pompano Beach at the power station,
Love those guys. Paul is a genius.
Paul Kronk is amazing. Matter of fact, he just did some engineering work for me just last month on the album that's coming out. And I challenged him a little bit. Paul, poor guy. You know, I said, Paul, I want to do this all entirely in immersive audio, which means that, the traditional audio or stereo audio is 2 channels, right? Left and right. With immersive audio, we're looking at about 12 channels. So instead of having 2 room mics to mic the drums, we have 11 room mics. We don't have a mic for the subwoofer. 11 room mics, and I want them, in this kind of array. And I was driving them bananas, I'm sure.
Oh, wow.
On how I wanted all this stuff to sound. And but yeah, so Paul is a great guy down in Pompano Beach, working at the power station. If you ever get a chance to work down that
I
way,
have
too.
worked with Paul. As a matter of fact, Paul did some engineering on my upcoming album.
He did good.
Yeah, we remember we were talking about playing to a click.
Yeah.
Apparently, me and everyone else in my band is unable to do that.
You're
And
white.
so Paul fixed that for us. Yeah.
How
Irish.
did he fix that for you?
Oh, he stretched every beat of every track.
He's also a Pro Tools wizard.
Yes, he is. I would have murdered myself halfway through the first song, but Paul does that for a living, and he did a great job. He actually made it sound like we can play in time. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I thought I was going to have to trash all those tracks and re-record everything, and it was less expensive to hire Paul to fix our meager efforts, and it's great now. Those tracks totally pop now that everybody's playing in time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And is he mixing you too on that Neve?
Well, hopefully the PTX file will come in with a little bit of massaging from him.
Got a couple of questions from the chat here, real quick. Katie J says, this is a loaded question. What's the best console in existence?
Oh,
The Neve 8088. In my opinion, that's the one. What do you think?
That's a good question. Again, I would use the Neve for recording. So the best console to me for recording harmonic instruments, your guitars, your basses, all that stuff, would be the Neve 88. And again, I would use APIs for drums. And then SSL, to me right now, the Duality really is a nice piece of equipment. I can't afford that sort of thing, but that's a really nice console. So
I've been doing some research on Wolf Audio. Are you familiar with these guys?
absolutely.
So he takes those elements and makes them switchable in a single console, which is genius.
I don't know many people that have his console, but from what I've seen, it is pretty ingenious. Too much plans. Don't do this to me again. I'm stumbling over my words.
It's not my fault.
Next question. Is
Hold
it
on. Hey,
Leah or Leia? I forget.
yeah. They go. Yeah. Ask that question.
What's your favorite Italian food?
Wait. Who asked that question?
Leah.
Mama Gizzy. Woo! Mama Gizzy. That's John's wife. John's Torch's
The pasta.
wife.
Okay.
Remember we were talking about the pasta last week?
I do.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
She makes the best. My daughter makes good pasta, but Mama Gizzy, out of this world. I mean, really, she makes ravioli like you wouldn't believe.
Oh.
I mean, anything John and Bill would bring me just, pasta. Not as a form of payment, but every time they come,
So
work
the
with me.
Italians pay in pasta when they come to the studio?
So you're at a
makes
It's the
disadvantage,
barter
there, Kevin.
system. It's the barter system.
I don't
right?
need no soda bread.
Okay. So got nothing to offer. Maybe I'll bring some whiskey.
Yes, this Leia, the perfect podcast idea. You can start talking about pasta.
Why do I
and
get the feeling that was a loaded question?
Riffs and rhythms and pasta.
There you go.
Mama Gizzy, check her out. She's incredible.
Where can this Mama Gizzy pasta be had?
Well, I think she sells mostly to restaurants. She's high end, okay?
Oh,
She
'cause
doesn't
they
sell
were-
to
They were
Jokers
just
like you and me.
they got here a few minutes later than they wanted to because they were delivering that pasta before they got here.
Oh, they didn't bring you any.
Then no,
Oh,
they-
see,
they're
you know,
all-
I'm amazed.
apparently it was all spoken for.
Yeah. Well, this is Shay. This is Shay, Paul, and Kevin. Didn't anybody realize that? We're a restaurant. We're a restaurant too. Shay, Paul, and Kevin.
That's not Italian. That's French.
Well, it's a restaurant. You said I.
Papa Paul Gazinta.
They-
Papa Paul's Gazinta
man.
pasta.
So, all right. Okay, so there is a question. What separates a good producer from a great producer?
Thank God, something music related. They're going to ask what my
The
favorite
ability to
color
eat
was.
pasta on an unlimited basis. No.
Good producer from a great producer. So to me, now a good producer, you go to a producer with a song and he makes it or she makes it sound incredible. I mean, just the recording is absolutely phenomenal. That's a good producer. A great producer brings out the emotion in the song. Great producer gets the best performance out of the vocalist, gets the best performance out of the guitarist. You know, I'm saying he because it's me.
In this example, we're talking about Guy.
Too much whiskey.
How do I? No, you're a great producer.
The great producer.
I
No,
heard
no,
your
no.
stuff.
No. A great producer, I think, brings out the emotion in the song. What's the song by the Stones? Give Me Shelter? Where the woman, I can't remember her name. She does this.
Mary.
Yeah.
Mary's.
Is that
you've
an
heard this-
unforgettable performance, right?
You've heard the story of how that whole thing came about, right? You have.
Like they woke her up at 3 o'clock in the morning or something. She showed up in her
Yeah, she was like
bathrobe
7
and she was
months
pregnant or something.
They called her at 3 o'clock in the morning. She went in there and sang that.
I mean, but that was a phenomenal. I mean, that's a song-defining performance, if you ask me. That's, I think, what a great producer brings to the table. It just doesn't make you sound good. It brings out that emotion. So when you listen to the song, it's like, you know, you feel the emotion that the songwriter, you know, kind of intended in the first place.
So, I've had very minimal time in the studio, but for you and Guy, do you push, not physically, but there's that push the artists and the musicians that are in there, and you know, do you try to push them hard to, you know, get the best out of them? You know that they've got it in your.
Yeah. So you don't want to really force them to do anything. You force anybody to do anything, it's not going to come out good.
Right.
So a lot of the work is done before they get in front of the microphone for the vocalist, right? You know, you make them feel at ease. You know, just, you know, give them the Blantons, give them whatever they want to make them feel at ease, right? And then make sure they're comfortable with you, that they can trust you. Because a lot of people, like we were talking about before, just freeze up when they get into a studio and they don't give you their best performance. So you want them to loosen up. You want them to forget about the fact that you're being recorded and you're just, you know, like you're by yourself in a room, you know, or whatever at home, you know.
And well, many times when you're recording, you are by yourself. And so those of you who haven't recorded, maybe you're a musician, maybe you're not. But when you go to record, you are in this room full of tons of stuff that's way too expensive for you to even think about buying. And the room is full of people who are way better than you at whatever it is that you want to do. And they show you into this room that is specifically designed for greatness to just happen out of nowhere. They put you in front of this microphone, and basically all the spotlights turn on you and shine on you, and you can feel the judgment of all humans throughout all the future eons that will possibly hear this. And they just go, okay, go. And you're supposed to dance, monkey, dance. It's not easy to emote the best connection to people when you're in a dark room made of foam and some guy's going, oh, the clock is running, do it again.
Yeah. So that's a very good point, Kevin. Very good point. And a lot of people do feel a little intimidated that way. What I try to do, you know, especially with artists that aren't used to that environment, you know, not the Cravens. The Cravens are a little more, they're seasoned. But some of the younger people that come in, I'll start dancing. You know, I'll start doing a little boogaloo, you know, whatever. You know, and it makes them feel
lighten up everything.
Yeah, just kind of lighten it up. So, you know, yes, do you push them? I try not to push people, you know, but you do have to somehow do multiple takes. You know, it's not uncommon to do for one lead vocal take to do it 20 or 30 times. Yeah. It's not uncommon at all. And you know, the way it works today is it's not like we got to get one take all the way through. It's got to be perfect. You know, you do 30 takes, and then they do what they call a comp or a composite, where you take a little chunk of take one and a little chunk of take two, and you put them together and make it feel like it's one single take. Everybody does it, and that's the way modern recording is being done today. And it's just so trying to get that all and piece it all together and make it sound like one continuous performance. That's, you know, emotional performance. That's where the magic is, and that's where hopefully a great producer kind of steps in and shines.
So John from the Cravens wants to know, what's the funniest, strangest recording situation you were in? I'm wondering, is that a leading question?
That sounds like another one of those leading questions. Yeah.
This one time with the Cravens.
No, you know, all our sessions with the Cravens have been very professional, and they're great guys. So I don't. What was the question again? No,
the weirdest thing that's ever happened to you in the studio.
Okay, no, actually, it wasn't in the studio. At one time, I recorded an entire elementary and middle school. It was like 800 kids, and pre-K through 8th grade. The music teacher asked. She wanted to do an album for the school. You know, where they each grade would sing a different song, and then the last song they would all sing together. 800 kids. So what do we do? Where do you get 800 kids to put them in a room that sounds good? So we brought them to a church, right? This is crazy. So they lined up these kids on like kind of like a grandstand. I can't remember, with the little riser thing where, and then the smaller kids would be in the front, and the bigger kids, the 8th graders, would all be in the back. And I mic'd it like I'm micing a choir, thinking that, you know, when you mic a choir, usually the better singers are up front. But the pre-K kids are up front, which is a little hard to, stay on tune when you're pre-K.
Oh my, yes.
So yeah, so I mean, all the off, bad singing, the out of key, off tune, off pitch stuff is all up front, and I was like, crap, what do I do? What do I do? So I, end up trying, start moving microphones around the room to try to capture more of the back of the room than the front of the room, but try to balance it all so it didn't sound like all older kids and not younger kids. That was the craziest thing that I ever had to record, was all those kids at one time.
Challenging. Yeah.
And it's not like you can, if you got all the pre-Kers, right, and they're all out of tune, you can't use like a Melodyne and to tune them. That doesn't work. One singer you can kind of tune, but you can't auto-tune like 800 kids. So you had to find a happy place with those microphones.
So that sounds like that was a whole hell of a lot easier than them trying to record the We Are the World with all those artists all at one time.
Yeah, but those artists didn't have to take pee breaks halfway through the song.
Well, yeah. All right. So how did Guy meet the Cravens band?
Oh, through Bill, the drummer.
Okay.
That's an easy one. Yeah, so again, I was in a band called Numb in the 90s with Bill. Did I mention that already?
You did, actually.
I say thank you, Kevin. And so we played for a number of years together, and Bill, goes in and out of different bands throughout the years until he gets to the Cravens. And so I guess the Cravens were looking for to change up a little bit, for their latest album. Mm-hmm. And they decided to ask me to help them out, and so that's how I met him, through Bill, the drummer.
That's right,
Bill Meredith.
Available wherever streaming music is had. The Cravens' new album, "Strangers to the Truth," actually sounds really good.
Thank you.
That's because this guy right here produced it.
I co-produced it,
mixed it,
with John and the Cravens.
Recorded it, all in your studio.
We did that album. Actually, was done mostly at my studio, but they did some tracks on their own too at their home. Yeah, this latest one, they're working on a new album right now. I'm not sure what their title is going to be. I think well, I don't want to give anything away, but anyway, so we're actually using Echo Beach with Ray Holz Connect over here in Jupiter to do a lot of the bass tracks. When I mean bass tracks, I mean fundamental. Tracks, the rhythm tracks, call it bass and drums and some like guitar stuff. But they're doing a lot of overdubs at my place, vocals, guitars. They're overdubbing that in my place. So it's going to be a little different. So it's moving a little faster because we're doing it that way.
Right.
And
Creighton's going to be out with 5 CDs before you finish yours, dude. You better get on it.
Tell me about it.
No pressure.
these guys are writing machines. I tell
I've
you
got
what, they are
300
writing
vocal
machines.
tracks on one of my songs, though. No, just kidding. Not that many.
You know, you need an elementary school to help sing
But
on your song.
I just bought Pro Tools to finish it. So, like, I'm going through all that. And then I'm doing stuff like I got 5 different vocal mics that I really like. I couldn't decide which one to use, so I just set them all up. 5 tracks for every take. It's actually kind of cool. It's the same take, all measured meticulously so that the phase will be correct. Not to the edge of the microphone, but to where the edge of the diaphragm is. And it's actually very constructive for the sound.
Good.
But it's a hell of a time trying to mix it.
It is a lot of work, and you're doing it all yourself?
Well, yeah.
So
pretty
you're the
much.
engineer, you're the performer, you're the mix engineer. You're going to master it yourself, too?
I don't know. No, you know what? I was listening to the last one I mastered myself. But the first release I did, I did the Abbey Road AI mastering. And it actually sounds better than the mastering that I did myself. So I may go back to that online Abbey Road mastering.
Shame on you, Kevin. Shame on you.
Well,
Listen,
That blend is hidden,
yeah, I'm going to.
This is the podcast we want. Yeah.
that's what I've been thinking. Tell me
it's-
why I shouldn't do it.
Basically, you're talking about AI mastering, right? It's going to
It's
master the song
It's
for
the
you.
online mastering available through Abbey Road Studios.
Oh, so actually have a person that physically does it?
No, I don't think so because you do it, you download it or upload it, whatever you, depending on where, and then it takes about 3 minutes, and then you get the mastered track back. So it's not a person,
Come on, guy. This is what I want you to push them. Push them. Push them. Come on.
but it worked. It I didn't think it was that great when I listened back to it, but then compared to my own mastering, yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. To me, mastering takes a critical listening skill. I mean, it really does. I think it takes a human. I do some mastering, but I obviously send my own stuff out to get mastered. I don't do it myself for a reason, because I think it does take a critical listening skill. It's not just get the loudness where you want it to be. Match this EQ to match my favorite song, which is a lot of what these online tools and what your isotopes do and all these other plugins that'll do for you. And they work pretty good. I agree, they work pretty good. But if you're really looking for warmth, if you're looking for that analog warmth, if you're looking for it to sound so it's not that harsh and not ear piercing, I think you need a human to make that judgment, and that's why I use a
If
real
money
person.
was no object, I would send it out to Bob Clearmountain.
Oh,
Or
he's a mixer. He's a mixer.
So I would send it out to somebody.
Ludwig, you think about
Bob Ludwig,
Yeah.
yes, thank you. I would send it out to a real mastering. But now that companies like Spotify and Napster have erased your ability to make any money from this album, how much do I want to invest in mastering? I'm not sure, probably nothing.
Okay, well, all right, so there's a difference between, so are you making commercial music or are you making art?
Well, art.
You're making art. So really, if you're making art, to me, then you're the only one that should decide, I like this. This is what I like.
Yeah, well, if I've got to decide that I like every element of a recording, we're never going to get it finished. So what I have to do, and this is the process I'm going through, is I'm going through the process of overproducing it so that I can dial it back and make it more of a raw indie sound. But there's one song that I've got very extensively produced, and I'm going to keep it that way because it actually sounds really good that way. But then I've got songs back from Paul that are just the drums, the bass, and the scratch guitar track. And I'm like, that sounds perfect just the way it is. I'm not going to do anything to it.
Yep.
So all of the above is going on. And, to go and get a professional mastering job done is very important. But there's a lot of diminishing returns when it comes to someone who, really not making a whole lot of money off of that album. It's really just kind of a vanity piece, something to give away as a business card, something to have for sale for fans as merch at a show. And I'm not going to really be getting nominated for any Grammys or getting onto Billboard charts with it.
Okay, Kevin, I get it. I get it entirely. I was just more or less asking that question rhetorically.
No, it's a valid question, and it's one that artists deal with all the time. Like, so are you willing to bet on yourself? Do you want to spend $300 a song for world-class mastering? Is it going to be worth it? Probably. The question is, do you have the money to divert to that? Mm-hmm. That's the hard part.
Yeah, some of these mastering engineers do get paid handsomely. That's for sure.
And they're well worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a dance artist, who do you want to have, master your song? The same person who did Beyonce, the same person who did Pharrell, the same person who did whoever. Yeah. Well, how much do they charge? Well, $800 a song. Oh, well, okay. Well, what else can we do?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times you use those people for more or less endorsements of your music as opposed to their technical ability, because kind of to your point, there is a level of diminishing returns where, for the 1% improvement that you're giving me, do I need Bob Ludwig, right? Or can I use a lower, an AI tool or someone a lower stature? They're going to give me that 1% that I want, but they might not be able to put their stamp of approval on it and say, oh, Bob Ludwig, kind of approved this.
Well, question that there are people that you send your stuff to and you pay them handsomely, and it's networking. It's like, wow, Bob Ludwig has my song, and he's playing it for his friends because he thinks it's cool. Like, what could happen next? I don't know. Maybe I'll get on Don Kirshner's rock concert. That has value. Mm-hmm. And I would never disregard that. But for me personally, that's a financial decision that I've got to make. And if
we talk a lot about that, like it's that exposure, the A&R stuff, the getting, there's a dollar amount to how much you're willing to go up to get in front of more people. So you mentioned a key word there just a couple seconds ago was talking about the word Grammys. So I know there's a lot of great questions in the chats. I did want to ask, Guy, so how did you become, can you talk about your Grammy process that you get to vote in the Grammys? So Kevin's got a new album coming out. So I'm just
yeah, no,
for consideration. Yeah.
Yeah. So did you have any Grammy members participate in that album?
Not that I know of.
Okay, so
you're not done yet, though. You're not done yet, though, right?
Now there's plenty of room for overdubs.
If you have a Grammy member that participated in the album, they could apply for nomination for that album. So that's one of the reasons you might want to use somebody that has that is affiliated with the Grammys or has membership in there, so that they could at least apply for a Grammy for your song or your album or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Cover art these days, you can actually get a Grammy for cover art, believe it or not.
I'm completely unfamiliar with the vetting process involved.
Yeah, but anyway, so I am a Grammy member, voting member, so I can, songs that I work on, I could, apply for a nomination. And if they do get nominated, then great. If they don't, no big deal.
Okay, so what is the studio rate without a Grammy nomination and the studio rate with a Grammy nomination?
We get paid in points, so
See, I don't know the system. That's my first question.
If you're big enough, if you're Kanye West, you're big enough, then you pay your producer, your mixing engineer, nothing but points, which means it's kind of like a percentage of the royalties.
Okay, points on the return.
Yeah, so 2 to 5%.
Yeah, 2 to 5% of a billion selling record is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
And that's smart business because you don't have to come up with any money up front.
No.
But you're trying
on the
to
back end.
finance a tour right now. Yeah.
So the process is kind of interesting. And I didn't know the process before I was a Grammy member. I thought, any song could, as long as it came out within the eligibility period, qualified, but that's not exactly true. You actually submit an application, And then there's a team at the Grammys, Grammy people that review that application and make sure it physically does meet all the eligibility requirements to go before the large group of Grammy members to vote on for nomination. There's two levels of voting. You vote on the songs and albums that should be nominated, and then once they're nominated, then you vote on the winner. So in other words, you take thousands of songs and whittle them down to like 5. Here's the 5 best that we think should go for nomination, and then you vote on. So there's two levels of voting in this process.
So it has nothing to do with whether or not your grandmother likes the song.
No, but it helps if your grandma likes the song,
Okay.
especially if your grandmother is.
When I was younger, I thought that was people's grandmothers recommending music.
But that is a good point too, because there's so many songs that get up for nomination, not up for nomination, get applied towards nomination, and so you got to go through. If you're a Grammy member, let's say you're in I had the Cravens in for Best Americana album, and there ended up being 250 applicants for that category, which is nothing compared to like Best New Artist, which is like there's 10,000 applicants for that. So 250, and I'm thinking 250. Hey, we got a chance. You got to get top 5 out of 250. So what is that? 5%, something like that. I can't do math in my head, but something like that. So you got to get 5% of the vote, to get nominated. So that's a doable situation, provided you can get 5% of the vote. So you put your entire album out there, and you've got 13,000 Grammy members. Are they going to listen to 250 albums within this period that they have to vote? No. I mean, the album, how long? It's going to take, what, half an hour to an hour to listen to one album? 250 hours?
Do the math.
Yeah. So they're not going to do it. So what criteria do they use? Oh, that name looks familiar. That name looks familiar. And that name looks familiar. I'll vote on those guys. And that's probably, the first level. So once you get past that and it's down to 5, I think it's a different story. And then people start listening to the music. But to get past that first level, just to get the nomination, is tough. Unless you have 250 Grammy members on your album. And I'm not going to mention any names of who did that.
So I'm going to have the entire
You're gonna weird out the world this
Americana
shit.
Grammy demographic sit in on my album.
And they all vote for themselves.
Yeah.
And they all vote for your album.
Insider track right there, everybody.
This is why you tune into the Riffs and Rhythms podcast.
Yeah, slam dunk the Grammys, baby.
Boom.
Hey, I'd still like to get a Grammy one day. It's industry recognition.
Yeah. Just so you know, the odds of that ever happening are half as likely as getting struck by lightning twice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
because the schedules of all those 250 Grammy.
So you get to vote. So you get to
would be-
vote and also be able to submit. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So
Yep.
so I guess through that process, you get to vote through all categories, or how's that?
No, they don't want you to do that.
Okay.
So they want you to be focused on the categories in which you specialize in.
Okay.
So, they
Hip hop and rap. I'm looking at right. Yeah. Since you're a DJ.
I used to be that.
Yeah.
But no. So I usually vote in rock, country, and Americana, or roots music they call, and pop. So I usually take those 3 categories. But since I really haven't produced or worked on anything in the hip hop world, I'm really not qualified to be voting there.
Right.
So I don't vote in that area.
So for those, there was quite a few of our guests who we've had on over the past year. I think that comes to mind was Maximum Friction, Fox Maple, a couple of our local artists here that all had submitted for consideration. What exactly is that?
That is exactly that. They put their album up for consideration for a nomination.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. The 250 people that had the Best Americana album all submitted for consideration.
Got it.
They're being considered.
So I'm going to ask a question, and it's probably going to sound a little. I just want to say there's a reason why it's done, and then it's also then present it, social media, market it. What I'm trying to get. So again, guys, I'm not trying to knock you, but I'm just trying to understand that process. It makes sense. Like, why not more people take the chance and submit.
Is there is there a classification like the most derivative or maybe the most inconsequential music this year? Like, I'll submit to that.
You should submit for the biker category. You definitely would win for that.
The most helmetless.
Go back and
Hey, you
get the
never
reference.
know.
Hey,
You
you
know?
wouldn't have to save me a seat at the Grammys because I'm not going to live that long.
That's right. Get your head in the jar.
No, I'm going to live forever, so stop it.
So okay, no, that's great insight into
It's an interesting
understanding-
process.
Yeah.
It's about as fair as they can make it, to be quite honest. I don't know how else you deal with the volume
Yeah,
of
billions probably.
applicants that you get. I mean, how else do you do it?
You need to do maybe a foreign song, music.
I
or
would have to mail in the application from England while I'm there.
Once you move somewhere else, become a citizen there, make music, and then submit.
Yeah, that'd only take me 30 years.
Best rock album from Botswana, Africa. Kevin McLaughlin.
Yeah, that'll be authentic. No, not. Sorry. Next.
All right, so no, guy, thanks because I know reading up on you and I was interested in that. Again, obviously, Kevin's
Yeah,
making
that's a
music.
mysterious process. That whole thing is just a.
It was mysterious to me too until I got into it, and it's like, oh, okay, kind of makes sense. So
Cool.
yeah.
All right, so let's jump back here. How do you know a song is truly finished?
Wait, who asked that question?
I'm not telling you. I'm sure you probably know.
How do you know a song is truly finished? I don't think it's ever truly finished, to be quite honest. I mean, you
When it's
asked,
due
quote
for
about
publishing,
When you run out of money from the studio.
Yeah, there's a quote about that.
Yeah.
Is that great mixes are never finished; they're simply abandoned.
yeah, I'm sure if you ask Paul McCartney, is Yesterday done? It'd probably be like, there's a few things I could tweak on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no such thing as finishing a mix. We were talking about that. I had a floor tom issue with my last mix. Anyway,
Floor tom issue.
no, actually, it was the first time. That the video that I just had all that syncing problem with, I mixed it, right? And then I sunk it to the video. And the first tom on the drum set is like dead center screen the whole show. And watching him hit it, suddenly it was too loud. And where it wasn't, it's not too loud when you listen to it without the picture.
Yeah.
But you're watching it hit, and then it's too loud. I'm like, oh, that's bothersome.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Yeah, balancing is such an issue.
So I don't know if KDG2441 is still in the chat, but what kind of...
I got a question.
Yeah.
What are all these deeply personal names on YouTube these people are using?
I know they've got some very interesting handles here on YouTube. What kind of music trends are you seeing? And then also, what's the longest recording session you've ever done?
What kind of trends in music are we seeing these days? To me, I'm seeing a lot more authenticity. I see people coming to me, and they don't want everything to be perfect anymore. And I think this is where we haven't talked about it yet. Thank God you haven't brought it up, but this is where AI is screwing things up. Everything in AI is like perfect. I mean, it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But I think at least a lot of the artists that are coming to me, they specifically ask. They say, "I want this to sound roots. I want this to sound authentic. I want it to sound real, like we're playing it live, but polish it up, okay? Tune everything. Tuning, I think, never goes away. But I think
let's hope not.
aligning everything to the grid, in Pro Tools, they have this application called Beat Detective, where you can take all your drum sounds, Paul, and you can just line them up to the beat. So they're perfect with the click.
My email address is behindthebeat@gmail.com. So there's that for a reason.
and that feel, getting that, they call it funkified, right?
Yeah.
You get behind the beat, that's a feel type thing.
Yeah.
And I think people can sense that. And I think I'm seeing a lot of artists come to me now that want that. They're asking for that.
Is it right? Because it's whether it's Pro Tools or you said the fixing of and that was a part of being
You can fix it too
Quantizing.
much.
right. It's like,
Quantizing.
well, you're playing behind, so we're just gonna, like you said earlier, in your stuff was, we're just gonna scooch this a little bit, scooch this, and it's like, then what's the point, right?
Yeah.
And okay, so do you try to make your musician sound better than they are. And we all know live never sounds like what you hear on the album anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you a story.
You should be able to reproduce on stage what you put on record. You should be able to do that if you're going to be a realistic, authentic artist.
If you're going in that direction, but Kevin, there's nothing that says that the albums or the song that you record has to sound exactly like people would hear it in the it live.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, sometimes I like going and seeing a band live, and they don't play it exactly like I heard it on the radio.
Yeah,
it's
man.
a little derivative.
When I see you live, when I drink, you sound a lot better.
Good thing. But what I'm talking about is you should have the skill level to be able to reproduce what you did in the studio. You don't necessarily have to make your live sound just like the album.
Yeah. Right.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep. I get you there.
We got a comment from the Smoke Boss Militia.
Andy Mensing?
Yeah.
Do you know what a plethora is?
How you doing?
Andy, how you doing?
to see you, Andy.
yes. Yeah, we first learned about you from
Andy is
and
a great
Lucy.
guy.
Recorded their thing in Atmos at your place.
That's right.
Another terrific songwriter. I mean, this guy really writes great songs.
Yeah.
He had a band. It was a huge band called the Smoke Boss Militia in this area. I think Andy moved back out to California. He lived out in California before, so he's got a lot of friends out there. Matter of fact, a lot of his friends, played, from California and around the United States, actually played on his record, and a lot of really good musicians. So I'm sure he's doing pretty well out there. But he had a really big band here, and what a plethora is.
Do you know what a plethora is?
Is that a switch on the board, or is that a pedal, or
I think it's
Just a lot
it's
of
an invertebrate sea creature, isn't it?
yes? Okay, I think they have to serve that Red Lobster.
Yeah. There you go.
Andy's an amazing guy. He is a piece of work. I tell you what, I miss him. He's not around
we
here
had-
anymore. But
he was a great guest. It was good to have him on.
Yeah.
Good to hear from you.
He said, "We're greets from Cali." So hey, all right. So good to see you.
he's a great guy. But yeah, that his album "Rise Again," was one of the first complete albums that I did after I got my master's degree. And he just has a lot of good ideas. There's a lot of good ideas, and his lyrics are really interesting. I don't know if you dived
Yeah,
into those at
good
all,
songs.
but yeah.
Yeah.
That was home. They were almost
That was
almost
like 100 episodes ago.
I know. I mean, yeah, we didn't get the
I think he came on with Lucia, right?
Yes,
Lucia,
yes,
she plays the
yes.
banjo.
Yep.
She plays. Matter of fact, I'm working with her and her current boyfriend, Sean Khalil, on current boyfriend. I should have said that. Whoa, I'm gonna get slapped for that.
Yeah. That's very Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, you should bleep that one out there.
But
She's a great musician in her own right.
She is.
Yeah.
And Sean, who you should get on this podcast, he makes his own guitars. And let me tell you, these
Does
guitars
he really?
are like better than Martin's. He brought one to my house. You recorded it the other day. Unbelievable sound that he gets.
Acoustic guitars?
Acoustic guitars, absolutely.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he's got his own signature on the headstock. It's amazing. Amazing. To me, that would be my business. If I could make guitars like
Now,
that, I'd be selling
if
them.
memory serves me correctly, was he not in the band Boss Groove?
Yes.
Yeah,
How do you
okay.
know that? How do you know that?
I've been around.
You have been around.
I have been around.
Look. He doesn't dye this white and gray
I earned
intentionally.
this one hair at a time. But yeah, his the trumpet player / keyboard player in Boss Groove, Bill Bedwell, was in my band for like a year.
Okay.
And he's been a great friend. I've played in bands with Bill for decades. He's awesome.
Crazy stories.
Yeah,
He's been on, yeah.
great. Yeah.
Sean also, after Boss Groove, he was playing with another friend of mine, Andre Boucher, who played the bass. Big, tall guy, 6'5".
Yeah, he was in that band as well. He's the bass player for.
Yeah, he plays in another band now called The Called, or just Called, I think. But anyway, the drummer that I work with a lot now, Bill Meredith, Andre, Bill, and Sean formed a band after that called Subgroove. And I did some
familiar with
remixing.
Subgroove.
I did
I've
some
seen those
remixing
guys.
and stuff like that for
Great
those
stuff.
guys. Yeah, they were more of like a funk band.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool stuff.
I saw them play at Cobb's Landing.
Okay, was that up
In
in
Fort
Stewart?
Pierce.
Oh, Fort Pierce. Okay, sure.
Yeah, good show actually.
All
That
right,
was about
so
6,000 years
somebody
ago.
said your brother who's taught you everything you ever know.
My brother?
No, I don't know.
I've got
Yeah,
3 brothers.
Yeah. Well, Neil said, "What is your favorite band synonymous with the shore?"
Favorite band?
It's synonymous with the shore, Jersey Shore.
It, that's a good question. There's so many. There's so many. Why do you do that? Why do you put me on the spot like that?
It's not the
It's supposed to be my brother.
It's not,
Southside Johnny and the
I thought
Asbury
you were going to
Jukes.
say that. Okay,
Oh, there
yeah,
you
okay,
go.
yeah.
Southside Johnny. Again, too much
Yeah.
Blantons. But if you ever get a chance to see Southside Johnny, he puts on a really good show, kind of like a Springsteen-like show. You know, it's just
But it was
high energy.
it's very influenced by. Bruce was influenced by Southside Johnny. And
Absolutely.
they were there
Absolutely.
first and everything, right?
Yeah, he's an icon in the area. There's another band, and I know what my brother Neil is referring to. There's another band called the Nerds, and the Nerds. These guys are marketing geniuses, and they've been around since the '80s or '90s, and they still play together. I think in that area, but they dress up like nerds, with the black thick rim glasses with the piece of tape in the middle, and they put on this show. It's an entire show of they act like nerds, they talk like nerds, they behave like nerds, and they play this awesome. They play a lot of cover music, but they got some of their own originals too. If you ever get a chance, look them up. They're on Spotify. They don't have a big following or anything like that, but these guys they're just marketing geniuses. And to this day, I think they still kind of sell out the clubs and bars that they play in.
Well, they played on Long Beach Island for Independence Day, apparently.
So, 2002.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I know you're looking over my shoulder.
Yeah. I can only see the
right.
big letters from here.
All right.
Instead of Revenge of the Nerds, it's Reverb of the Nerds.
Oh, there you go. I like that's actually a good name. Yeah, it's great conversations because I think that's where, as you said, not only talking about the shore, and I'm also from Jersey too. Full disclosure, and
Just in case you thought he was hiding that fact.
yeah,
He's
in
been
case-
keeping it
I'm-
quiet
I'm-
due to potential
He's
discrimination.
he's a vested
What
shareholder.
exit, Paul? What exit?
I'm keeping my Jersey tucked
He's not
under.
even close to an exit.
He's tucking?
I don't even. I'm embarrassed to say that I didn't drive until I moved south, so I can never remember what
How'd
exit
you
I'm
get
on.
here? You
What
flew?
town are you
Yes.
from?
I walked
Village. What
I did a
borough?
Forrest Gump.
Where are you from?
I'm from Sayreville.
Sayreville.
You
John
know.
Bon Jovi-ville.
There you go. Right.
Yeah.
You know it. Yes. So
They have a service plaza named after John Bon Jovi now near Sayreville.
What
we
is it called? John Plaza? It sounds like a dance artist.
It's the sign above the bathroom, John's.
Yeah, the Johns. There you go. Yeah, they leave all the H's off.
So no, I grew up in Sayreville, then moved to Florida in '91 to Daytona Beach, and grew up. With,
So tell me, when you're driving down and you got like to Virginia, North Carolina, where you're like, oh, we're halfway there.
we actually flew.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my! You live with this guy?
Maybe he didn't do that. I'm not sure.
I mean, I know I didn't. So, but yeah, no. So from Jersey, but you guys were talking about this scene. You've been down here in West Palm Beach County for quite a while, right? And just seeing how has that scene changed a lot, right? Palm Beach County is, we keep talking about venues that keep closing and places to play, and it's just it's unfortunate. So,
I'd like to interrupt this broadcast to bring some very important information to light.
yes.
Guy, your glass is empty.
I know. I've been licking the inside.
Yeah.
We got to help you.
Got it.
I got it.
All right.
Are we still on camera, Kevin?
Yeah. He can switch. Devin can switch it, so it's just on you.
Fix it in post.
Yeah. He ain't fixing shit.
Thank you. I told my wife she might have to pick me up. Say easy. Jesus, God.
You don't have to drink it all, okay?
I said, say when, and he changed the subject.
Yeah. Be
So I don't know what he was
sacrilegious
saying.
if you didn't.
KDG said, take another shot.
You know who KDG is? I that's my daughter.
Nice.
I have 2 adult daughters.
Oh, there you go. Come pick your dad up.
Oh my gosh, they drive me bananas.
Oh.
I love them to death, but oh my gosh.
So you have children. How many kids you got altogether?
Two.
2.
2 adult daughters.
Awesome. And you're married?
Yes, I'm married.
Okay.
My wife is Helen, and hopefully she'll pick me up tonight.
Awesome. That'll be good.
Hopefully.
There's a couple futons we have.
If she wants you back after this, I don't know.
I can tell you what, I'll probably be doing the tiny bathroom concert here.
Yeah, you could be the
But I won't
official.
be singing, man.
You could be the official engineer for the tiny bathroom concerts. Which, if you know of anybody who would like to squeeze into a teeny tiny bathroom with all their bandmates and do a
Yes.
show, tiny desk-ish style, we will be starting the tiny bathroom concert series without warning at any minute.
Hosted by Porcelain Brown.
Yes. One of the cool design features of this studio is that we have a 70s brown toilet. And there are 2 reasons. It's made of brown porcelain. There are 2 reasons why they made toilets brown in the 70s. And I'm not going to mention either, but use your imagination. What? It's true.
Oh, boy.
So what is it? It's about a 4x4 bathroom, and 1/3 of that, 1/2 of that floor space is taken up by the
sink
and the toilet. So there should be plenty of room to set up a band in there.
Can you imagine? Tiny toilet with Atmos?
Oh, there's no point. It would be fairly close mic.
No, I said Asmos.
Oh, Asmos. Oh, wow. Yeah, the flush cam.
Can we cut to a commercial now?
So we,
Yes, well, when they talk about a reverb tank, they didn't know you were talking about the one full of water.
yes, we should. I was talking to Devin. We've got a lot going on this summer and things, and maybe we take a little bit of a hiatus during August, do a little reset.
He's only been retired for 2 weeks. He's already putting stuff off from August
He's given
to
up.
September.
You can sometimes
Now
you
that
have
he's
to-
got plenty of time and nothing else to do, he's trying to put us on a break.
Well, okay, so if you've got time that we can wire up this little tiny toilet studio that we're going to build here.
I would say a single mic would be
after you're done,
perfect.
hopefully not falling off the man lift tomorrow.
Well, I'll bring the man lift over here, and I'll screw a mic into the ceiling. A small omnidirectional
right, okay,
lavalier
all right,
microphone
okay,
would be
all right.
perfect for that room.
You know what I should do is we should go and just throw it out and say the Kevin McLaughlin band will be the first band to be in to do the Tiny Toilet series, and it would set a date. And like you say all the time, you put a date out there.
Yes, nothing happens
Pressure.
without a deadline.
Right, that's right. So, all right,
All right,
you're
I'll
on the
call
clock.
the
You're on the
band.
clock.
Wasn't it Apostoli that wanted to do it first?
Well, I mean, it's our show after all, right?
I mean, yeah. But he was really excited about the idea.
I
He
know,
was like-
everyone's excited about it, right? Everyone's excited about. I don't know. You want to bestow the honor?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Apostoli, get in line. Get in line for the bathroom.
Does the lead singer sit on the commode? Who sings? Who said it's on the commode?
That is completely up to the band. We'll have to set up a rider.
Be the drummer.
stage
Paul could be
plot.
the drummer.
Could be sitting on the throne, right?
Right, exactly.
Right.
We'll have a bathroom plot for the band.
That's yeah. So we need to get the right camera angle and the right microphone setup to do the actual recording. So yeah, I mean, it's gimmicky enough that I think it would be viral enough to say.
Yeah, we could even do that, like that organic EDM music. We could turn the water on and off.
Nice. Make a riser out of the water faucet.
This ain't no fucking Herbie Hancock video, okay?
Hey, creativity, whatever.
Yeah.
How cool would that be to turn your bathroom into an instrument? I
I'd do that after Chipotle.
That would, I mean. No doubt the explosive sounds of post Chipotle recording require large amounts of headroom.
Oh boy, there goes that sponsor. So no Chipotle sponsors for us either.
He would have got a record deal, but the A&R guy said, "I don't hear a single. That's a deuce." All right. So
This has gotten out of hand.
It has. Oh boy.
So
yes.
This record's going brown.
It's going in the toilet. Yeah.
yes.
We're not going for platinum or
Yeah.
nothing.
If you do one copy, it goes blue water.
All right. So
Yeah, you gotta let me know who's asking these questions.
Sherry says Porcelain Brown, great album name.
Sherry.
Frank Zappa sat on the throne. These are good stuff. So.
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting a little. Oh boy, I don't know if I should tell you this.
Okay.
All right. So do you know Sherry? Sherry?
Yeah, I know who Sherry is.
Helen is gonna get lucky tonight.
Oh.
That one's
there
my
you
wife.
So she will pick you up.
Yeah,
Then.
yeah. I can pick you up, honey. All right. So there we go.
Wait,
So
did that Sherry say that or my wife say that?
your wife said this.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah. Oh wow, this turned into an interesting evening now.
Oh. All right.
Oh boy. Yeah. So anyway, so
Are we going to talk about music at any point in this
We have
conversation?
been.
We have been.
yeah. So let's run down some of the artists.
So would you like to
yeah.
be the official engineer of the Tiny Bathroom Concert Series?
You know, Kevin, I'm going to pass.
Okay. All right. I didn't think so, but
I'm going to pass on
I
that.
had to ask. You've got such a great track record.
You don't want to tarnish that track record.
Anyway.
Oh boy.
Who have I worked with in the past?
Yeah.
Local guys
Yeah.
and national guys. I started working. First guy I started working with when I left college. I guess we can say his name is Kenneth Perrin, and Kenneth is an awesome singer. He's out in Los Angeles. He's kind of like a funk R&B, soul, gospel type singer. A phenomenal voice. He's got a phenomenal voice. And he tours all over the United States. So I started working with him, just doing that. You know, Kenneth is an interesting individual. He would come up with so many ideas. He would just record them on his iPhone, just using the voice memo thing. He would just sing into the phone, and he's like, "Can you make something out of this?" And boom, we'd kind of go to town and make something, go back and forth and make something out of it. So Kenneth, I did a few songs with Kenneth. One of them was called "Moment." You know, it's kind of like a dance track, and this was about 5-6 years ago. So he was kind of like the first one that I was really kind of working with, after I graduated. And then worked with the Smoke Boss Militia on their album Rise Again. I worked with the Rotorheads. I mentioned about the Rotorheads. Worked with the Cravens. I worked with a guy named Brock Pilgrim. I don't know if you know Brock. Has he been on the show?
Heard the
I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
Incredible guitarist. So he plays. He does a lot. He kind of by himself does a lot of looping.
Solo, okay.
And solo stuff. So I've done some work with him. I've done some work with a gal named Vlada Barlow. I don't know if you know Vlada. She's kind of solo artist now. She used to live in this area too. She lives in Nashville. Just a phenomenal voice, phenomenal songwriter. She's also a classically trained violinist, and she is amazing. And I wish she would put more violin in some of her songs, but she can do just
We
about
need to-
anything.
yeah,
she
we've
wants.
only had one semi-violinist. The DJ violin player.
Oh, Lexi. All right, DJ Lexi. Right, and then we haven't had.
Who else have we had?
Well, Rebecca hasn't been on.
Rebecca
yet.
hasn't been on. Rebecca.
But
We had Bethany.
Does she play violin?
Yeah.
that's okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but she's moved away. She left us.
So anyway, we need
anyway,
more
I'll-
violin players.
Yep, a younger artist I'm working with. She's, she does her own sort of thing. She's, I guess, 19, 20 years old. Her name is Lily Morell. Just started working with her. She hasn't released anything yet, so she's got some new music coming out soon. And I'll be working with the Soulshine band. Have you heard Soulshine?
Yeah.
Thea Meilenberg.
Yeah,
She
they
kind of
play
leads
local.
that up.
Yeah, they play. Yeah, they play
Sounds
around.
familiar,
Yeah.
but I don't think
Yeah.
I know anything.
Yeah,
about it.
they kind of do like a folky thing. Their harmonies are incredible. They play like Jackson Browne type stuff and a lot of stuff from the 70s. Really good musicians, great singers, and Thea's a wonderful person. And so I'll be working with them starting next month. We're going to be doing some recording.
We're always looking for new Florida original artists. So anyone that you can recommend, like those guys, we would love to have them on.
Sure. So that's kind of a high level of people I've been working with.
Okay. Very cool. So Sherry is, I think, has asked.
Oh,
this
and the
question.
Cravens, of course. You
Of
knew
course,
about the
yes,
Cravens.
yes.
Okay.
You did mention the Cravens.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So like we said earlier, is like when your name has come up a lot, and we always jokingly say the reason why to turn into our show, you could be talked about, or you never know whose name is going to come up because it is very communal based. That's what we've been all about is connecting people. This and that person, like Kevin, you guys know Paul down at the power station. It's come up in the with maximum friction. So everyone is all kind of in there. It's like, oh, I know that. Oh, I didn't know you know that part. How weirdly how this all comes in together. So it's definitely. So that's what I said. Yeah, you never know. Tune in because you never know you're going to get talked about.
I have to be the voice of the people for a moment here
Yep.
because our whole chat is blowing up asking about the album Circles.
Oh,
Cherry asked, what was the inspiration behind the album? KDG said, when is the album coming out?
These kids, they put me on so much. That's pressure. That's pressure.
So this album Circles, tell us about that.
All right. Yeah. So Circles came about because, I do a lot of immersive audio mixing and that sort of thing. Atmos, right? Dolby Atmos. There's other different formats that you can do immersive audio in. You got Sony 360, DTSX, and there's a bunch of them. But Atmos is the most popular one for music, right? So a lot of times, people would come and they would do recordings with me, and they would do the recordings assuming that it would be in stereo, right? And stereo sounds great. We're all used to stereo. It's been around for 50-something, 60 years, right? And then they come into the studio and they say, hey, play me something in Atmos. And I have 14 speakers all around them, right? And like, oh my God, that sounds incredible. Can you mix the album in Atmos? Well, it was recorded in stereo, and you can mix it in Atmos, but it sounds good. It sounds good, but it wasn't intended for Atmos in the first place. It's kind of like the Beatles. I remember the Beatles recorded all their stuff in mono, and then they reformatted it to stereo in the '60s. And you listen to the stereo stuff. You have drums all the way to the left. You have vocals all the way to the right. It sounds freaking weird. But if you listen to the mono recordings of the Beatles, they sound incredible. They're well balanced, and the dynamics are all smooth. And I like the mono stuff better. Matter of fact, if you go try to buy a mono version of the Beatles, an album, it's really super expensive because all the Beatles fans want the mono version. So they took what was originally done in mono and transferred it to stereo, and it just didn't really have the same feel. So getting back to Circles, so I said, what if we just kind of record everything, assuming it's going to be in immersive at the get-go? And that's where I was driving Paul Cronk crazy down at the power station because I wanted to do that. So Circles is based on this technically it's based on a drum circle, right? So you have a bunch of microphones in the middle of a room. You have actually 11 microphones in the middle of the room that simulate the speakers of an Atmos setup. And you have a series of drums that go around the microphones, just like you've heard of drum circles before.
Yeah.
They're used for therapeutic type things, and maybe some of the listeners actually participated in a drum circle where everyone
I've been in some drum circles.
just kind of go crazy on a drum. It sounds like it's kind of nuts, but it is used for music therapy, right? So I had this idea. Well, why don't I just create an album from scratch, assuming that it was going to be in Atmos, and record it that way. And so I recorded a drum circle at the power station. I did some recording here at Echo Beach with Ray Holtz Connect as well in this album, at least one of the songs. But most of the songs were done at the power station with this array of microphones in the center of the room and all the drums around it. So they had a drum circle, right? That's the name of the album. And then all the songs kind of go through the circle of life. So each song represents a different stage of life. For example, the first song is called Arrival, and it's the perspective of a human perspective of basically coming into the world, right? So a small child, what's their perspective of music and the world? They hear their moms singing lullabies, so that's kind of the song kind of goes from represents the perspective of a young child. And then the second song is called Playroom Heroes, and that's the perspective of a child at the age of about 4 or 5, where they're in a playroom and they don't see, people as, different shapes and sizes and colors and races. They look at people as, oh, this is somebody I can play with, and have fun with. So there's like no prejudice, nothing like that. So I wrote lyrics and stuff to represent that stage of life. And then the next song, which Lily Morell sang, is called "Is This Me?" And that's like an older child, maybe like 10 to 12, and they're trying to discover themselves. They look in the mirror and say, "Who the hell am I?" I'm just now understanding. I'm in this world and that sort of thing, and then so it goes on and on for 10 songs. I think there's 10 songs, right? I should think that I wrote them all. But there's 10 songs, and so it goes through each stage of life, and then the last song is called "Returning to the Circle," and it's about that very last stage, which I didn't actually know what to do for that until my dad passed away in December. It was hard for me, but
I'm sorry to hear about your loss.
yeah,
man.
no, thanks, but I'd never experienced that before.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
This is called Circles.
Makes
Obviously,
sense.
it's very personal.
So is
it's
the
to you,
production
yes.
complete?
The production is complete. The mixing is complete. It took like over a month to mix this album because I got 12 to 14
Yeah, I
damn
can
speakers to
imagine,
work
yeah.
with.
14 outputs.
And,
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And now it's in the mastering phase. And I have a guy named Andres Mayo who's doing the mastering. I've been using him for years. He does a lot of analog mastering. Not to get on the mastering kick again, but it really sounds nice and smooth. So I really like.
I have a
work.
question regarding the mixing process for Atmos. When talking about when you were talking about earlier about the mastering process and needing that critical ear, like what's like the, I know the technical difference is, you have so many more channels and stuff, but what's the difference in approach and like the experience of actually doing that mix with so many channels to work with compared to stereo?
Oh, there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. And the biggest thing is with Atmos or with immersive formats is it really draws you into the music because you feel like you're surrounded by it. And so you can't help but focus and pay attention. And it doesn't feel so planar. With stereo, it's like, okay, the band is in front of me, and behind me is everything else in the world that's going on right now. And you can easily get distracted by that. With Atmos, I feel like, at least from my perspective, I feel like since I'm surrounded by the music, that I'm part of it, that I feel like I'm part of it. And that's my approach with Arrival. The first song was exactly that. It's of a small child, so I used an ambisonics mic and I did what they call Foley sounds, like in movies. The album is very cinematic. It's not like a rock album or a blues album or a country album or an R&B album or hip hop. It's like you're listening to a movie when you listen to this album. So I started off with a bunch of Foley sounds. So it starts off with, a baby in a crib would experience what do you call it, a mobile? Before above their head. So in Atmos, there's 4 speakers, or at least 4 speakers, height, they call them height speakers above your head. So I put that sound, that mobile sound, in those 4 speakers to make it feel like,
Oh, wow.
okay, something's above my head. It's a mobile above my head. And then I put other Foley sounds like a mom walking into the room and then singing a lullaby to the child. So, the lyrics are actually, I can call them stolen. They're in the public domain. It's that hush, little baby, don't you cry. Mama's going to buy you a mockingbird. Whatever it is. The mockingbird one.
Yeah,
You know the lullaby.
Yeah.
So that it's kind of like trying to give you a sense of experience, right? If I could remember being an infant lying in a crib, this is the way I would experience it. Sound above my head, mom coming into the room and singing this lullaby in my right ear.
Yeah. I can almost see some of this, as you said, it's a story. I'm thinking in my mind is like, how just reference one of the bands that comes to my mind, was like Queensryche telling a story, right? You know,
The whole concept album.
Yeah.
Thing.
And the visualizations that could go with this guy, right? You know, I mean, I think that's a huge thing as it could be as well. I mean, right. Yeah. This is all Devin's job now. Yeah,
he's Devin for visualizations, but
I think maybe you've already considered this, but what came to mind describing that is a really cool visual experience. I'm thinking in my head of how you can combine like VR with this, because then you could have like instead of like a traditional music video, it could be an experience that you're
Immersive video.
inside of, right? Immersive, where you could actually like turn your head and feel the difference of where these sounds are coming from.
Apple calls that spatial audio.
Yeah.
And the gaming industry is huge with that, where you can turn your head and you know, face a direction.
Right.
And it feels like now, instead of the drums being in my right ear, the drums are centered between, you know, right, you know, when I look left or look right.
The Oculus, right? The Foo Fighters did something like that a couple of years ago after the Super Bowl. So they were like, "Oh, we're performing in the metaverse or whatever it was." So of course, you know, I had after the Super Bowl, like I had to tell my kids, like, "Here, help set me up because I want to check this out." Right? I'm like, "Here, log in and wait," and then I'm like, and once I got them on, you walk in there and the video, and you see the guys with the cameras in the view too, because they're filming, and so everyone's filming how they stitched it all together. But you turn this way, you see this, and then you turn this way, you see. And what I'm also was thinking, Devin, similarly, but like thinking about this is what it's got to be like in the Sphere in Vegas, right? Because I'm hearing all sorts of amazing things about that experience.
Was that in Atmos, or was that just a traditional stereo?
I couldn't. I don't
Because
remember.
I'd be really interested in how that sounded. The combination of the sound.
Because people can watch the video now on YouTube, but it's just a flat like 2D and this. But if you were in the metaverse and you were watching with the Oculus, you know, I don't remember enough. I was just amazed. Like, this is fucking cool. You know, I didn't take it in to remember. And this is probably about 4 or 5 years ago.
So you're probably many drinks deep.
That's very true.
There's been a lot of talk about the metaverse being a new venue for artists.
Yeah.
So I think that's super cool, and to utilize that gaming platform of multi-directional audio.
That's where it's going.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But to think like that, you can incorporate that Atmos into the sound, and whichever perspective you're pointing at, that becomes your center.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It is. It is. You know, I always tell people, once you go Atmos, you can't go back. I'm sorry. It is. It's addictive. To me, it's definitely an addiction.
Wow.
It's definitely
Different
addiction.
sounds here. So.
Another thing I'm doing on Circles, I want it to be one continuous listen, by the way. So what I did is before each song, there's a poem. I'm not much of a poet, and I don't like the sound of my own voice. So what I did is I recorded myself, saying these little poems, and the poems kind of introduce each song. So I changed the format of my voice, so it sounds a little more Morgan Freeman. Or according to Bill Meredith, it sounds like Stuart Copeland, but I'll take anything but me in this situation. But so it's kind of like a story, like you were saying. I think Paul was saying it. It's a little more of a story. Yeah. So I want it to be one continuous listen, 38-minute continuous listen. So it's not too taxing on your time.
Nice. So how will people be able to listen to that when it's all done?
Apple Music or Tidal.
Okay.
Spotify does not offer that type of format, so that you can't listen to spatial audio or immersive audio on Spotify.
So
The songs will be
Yet
available
another
on
reason
Spotify, though, in stereo format.
I was going to ask.
They will be available.
Okay.
When you upload a song in Atmos, for some reason, the platforms require you to also upload a stereo format of that song, and that stereo format has to be the same tempo. It has to be basically the Atmos format, kind of down mixed, or what they call folded down to a stereo mix, and so it has to be exact same time, exact same tempo, all the same instruments. You can't change anything. It kind of the rules of doing this. So there will be a stereo mix version of it for people that that listen mostly on.
For all the Neanderthals out there who refuse to move forward.
And also, just by the way, in case you're new to this game here, this Atmos game with the immersive audio, you don't have to have 12 or 14 speakers in your house to listen to it. You can listen on headphones. If you do listen on headphones, make sure you adjust your settings to allow for Dolby Atmos. That's all. And you'll hear what they call a binaural rendering of that. And it's not, in some cases, not too bad. You know, the binaural rendering does make it sound like it's coming from behind you or in front of you or above you.
Yeah, that technology is pretty crazy.
It is
Back in like 2012 or something, I had my first experience with that was this quote bunny ears special. It was probably marketing speak, but it was a special gaming headset that I had that was doing that. They give you that spatial experience, like, you know, if you're playing a shooter game or whatever, you hear footsteps in the direction that it's actually coming from, it was neat.
I think there's the listening to stuff on the AirPods, and I know you talked a little bit before the show, like you hate it. You mentioned you hate the AirPods and that aspect, but Apple's done pretty decent, with some of that music technology.
Yeah, they have a new set of, I guess, I'm not sure what they call them, but they're over the ear headphones. They're kind of like AirPods. But they do
AirPods Max, I think.
AirPods Max, thank you.
I think is what they're called.
Thank you. I'm not sure what they're selling them for, $400 or $500, but it's supposed to be optimized for that.
Yeah,
Let me look it up.
That's pretty cool.
Oh,
And
they came
also-
with a second one.
Okay. Audi, the car company, Audi. I think that's how you pronounce it. Audi.
It is.
They teamed up with Dolby now, so a lot of the car audio that they're doing is all in Atmos now too. So which it's coming along. So it's in movies, it's in gaming, it's going to be in your car,
Right.
Be on your headphones.
Going to be playing from the Bluetooth speaker from the Dominican guys at the beach.
Okay.
You're going to hear it everywhere.
So, Guy, back to the
new mix checking format.
This,
Find some
They have to be
Dominican guys.
Dominican though.
no, there goes that audience. The back to the Sphere, right? I mean, have you had a chance to visit?
I have not. No, that looks like a great experience.
yeah.
Have you?
I have not either. Yeah, just
No,
kind of
I've
visit.
read up on the audio technology that they're utilizing for that, and it's pretty next level to where it's basically one speaker per seat, and the sound propagation has been made so specific so that you can be listening to one audio in one section and then different audio in another section, and they don't overlap. So, like, if somebody's talking, you could hear it in Spanish if you're sitting in the Spanish section, and in English if you're sitting in the English section, and at the distance that they're talking about, right? Blowing through a video wall, speakers behind the video wall, and going down and being that spatially aligned is way next level stuff.
Are you familiar with Ben Jordan on YouTube?
No.
He is a musician and I guess I'll call him an engineer. I don't really know what all of his credentials are, but he did a really, really cool video about, well, I guess he did a couple different ones and they kind of overlap on topic, but he did one about sonic weapons. And he did, I'm trying to remember if these are two different videos or if they're the same video. Anyway, but he talks about the science of the highly directional speakers that just shoot sound in a beam rather than
this is what they said.
projecting it.
This is right. They call it Havana syndrome,
Yeah.
right? Where they're
That's related. Yeah.
right high certain frequency that's aimed
Havana
at,
syndrome? Is that like when you need to have a Cuban sandwich, like right now?
Yes, yeah, I can go. I definitely could go for a Cuban sandwich right now.
But he was explaining the technology of how these directional speakers work, and that you have to literally be lined up with it to hear what it's projecting, because it's
The narrow.
It's not projecting out like normal speakers do. It's literally like a laser of sound,
Yeah, that's
and
wild.
it uses like phase canceling to like the best way I can explain it is it has like in the center, and then it has a speaker there or whatever, and then around it, it's like using phase canceling or whatever to funnel the sound to shape it into a beam.
Yeah, that's
It's really cool.
That's unique technology because the lower the frequency, the more omnidirectional it becomes until below 250 hertz. All frequencies are omnidirectional. So to control those is amazing.
It is. It is. There's a lot of universities that are studying 3D audio, and I think that's what you're talking about, Devin, where they create nodes and anti-nodes. A node would be a point where you get full cancellation, where you have zero volume, and an anti-node would be a point of maximum volume, to make you feel like you are in a 3D type immersive field. So you don't need the speakers. 2 speakers is all you need to create a 3-dimensional audio environment, and you can use, and that's the technology that's used for directionality. It's amazing what some of these guys are doing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because the distance for a node to work, it only works in a specific spot for a specific frequency.
Exactly.
Because all wavelengths are different. So to be able to cover that and keep the coverage pattern consistent across the spectrum, that's why I say that's next level stuff.
Yeah, we're going all nerd now, just to let you know. So a lot of people that I know, like my family, are probably like,
All right. So what was the name of that album again? Circles. That's it. Yeah. So how cool. So we do a couple of segments on here. One of them is Tales from the Road. But how about Tales from the Studio? Fill us in on a particularly interesting session that you've had at the studio.
an interesting session.
Yeah, an interesting, fill in whatever word you want.
Okay, I was going to say, what do you mean by interesting?
Memorable for some reason, either good or bad.
Well, you know what? When we were doing the Smoke Boss Militia album, we talked a little bit earlier about session musicians. It's people you bring in to play on your record, whether they're quote unquote session musicians or they're just people that play instruments. So, and the Smoke Boss Militia, you know, Andy is an incredible guy. I don't take anything away from him. But he had this one player, not going to mention any names or anything, but she came in playing this accordion. And she plays a good accordion, but she has zero recording experience. And at the time I was recording him in the house, I can't remember if it was my house or Lucia's house or whoever it was, but I couldn't see her when I was recording. I could only hear her. And she's playing this accordion, and I remember asking the Lubin brothers. I don't know if you know who the Lubin brothers are. They used to be in this area. Michael Lubin is they're triplets. They're three brothers. They're triplets. They're phenomenal. They got like 30,000 listeners on Spotify. They live in Nashville now. But I remember asking Michael. He's like the production type guy. How do you record an accordion? I've never recorded an accordion before. He goes, yeah, just put two microphones, small diaphragm condenser microphone, small microphones, left and right, and that should do it. So I did that, and I'm listening, and I think Andy was with me, and we heard boom, boom, do 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 boom. I was like, that's a noisy ass instrument that she's playing there, right? I couldn't see her again, and so Andy goes, well, let me go, see what she's doing. So let's run it again. And we go out there. He goes out there, and she's dancing around with this accordion. This is a recording environment. No one's watching her, right? She's dancing around. She's hitting the microphones with the accordion and thinks nothing of it, right? Meanwhile, we're getting slammed in the control room. It's like, boom! It's kind of like that Little Rascals episode with the silver something band. Do you remember that? It's before your time, Kevin. See,
yeah,
I thought he was an old guy.
Time.
He's not an old guy.
I've seen those episodes.
Silver Streak Submarine Band. Anyway, that's kind of so the engineer's getting blown away every time she hits the microphone. It's like, wow. I had never thought in my wildest dreams that someone would be dancing with nobody around while they're playing their instrument.
You just get into it.
I guess so.
To dance like nobody's watching, real serious.
yeah.
And then hit the microphones as if that didn't matter.
Yeah, nobody's watching, but somebody's listening.
Dance as if you're playing the accordion. That's crazy.
It was.
So how did you get that fixed?
No, well, 'cause Andy went out there and said
Hey,
she's
stop moving.
dancing around, she's hitting the microphone. Okay, just tell her not
Don't
to
move.
I was at the point let's just get some rope and just tie her to the chair or something like that. But she settled down. She's like, "Oh, I didn't know that made a difference." It's like, yeah, it makes a little bit of a difference.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
But yeah, that was an interesting experience for sure.
I don't want to put them on blast and name them or anything, but one of my pet peeves when I stream and record people who don't really have the best mic etiquette, and people on stream aren't going to see this, but I'm going to show it to you. It's when they do this, they're instead of talking to the mic, they're like past it, like this.
Oh, he's going like this over the mic.
Yeah,
Like that.
Yeah.
It sounds
bothers
different
me so
here
much.
compared to here.
Yeah, microphone etiquette and knowing how to use a microphone is tough for some people too.
Especially
That
when-
proximity effect makes a big difference too. So if I move the microphone away from here, you can tell, right? If I
Right.
move it closer, actually, it's a big difference.
Well, it's like watching anybody who's Spanish and speak with a microphone who's never normally speaks with a microphone, because they're talking with their hands and they're like, yeah. And it's like, can you keep that close to you?
I've had that exact same thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Not the knocking anything Spanish people, but
That's why
that's
they
something you
invented
do.
the mic stand, so
Yeah.
you could just do
Yes.
this.
So I can't hear you. Well, yeah, but you this way, not this. Yeah.
Sure.
So but,
That
yeah.
became part of my part of my checklist when I record like dialogue.
Are
with
they
new
Spanish? Check. So it's
people. Spanish or Italian? Love Mike.
oh
Man, yeah.
No, I usually ask him like, are you a hand talker, or like, are you do you move around a lot? Blah blah blah, and yeah, Mike accordingly.
In the 90s, it became popular if you were a rapper to hold the top of the microphone and then sing into the back of your fist. And whoever thought of that, I don't know. It was a bad idea,
so
though.
because that's the way you hold your gun.
Whatever.
I hate the trend of grabbing the grill of the mic. If you're not like a metal singer or something, don't do it.
Right.
Because I've hosted, you don't know, but I've hosted a lot of open mics and stuff, and people who are kind of newer to it, they'll just do that because they've seen it, and they end up sounding like shit because they don't realize what they're doing.
Another thing, whoever came up with this idea of mic drop
Oh my god!
Oh,
needs to be shot.
You
If you
drop
drop
it, you
one of
buy
my
it.
mics, I'm killing you.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I've told them that you drop it, you buy it.
I have thanked the Lord above that I got out of audio before that, because I put a dude in an arm bar one time for dropping a microphone. We took him out dragging him by the face, and now they do it every show. It's like, now I'd be shooting everyone.
Well, it was like a Venus Williams commercial for like a Buick or something, where there's mics dropping from the sky, and I'm like, oh, that's like such a bad image of mic. It's supposed to be a whole mic. drop
honestly,
thing,
that might not have been a bad thing, because if for every show you just add like $800 to the bill, and when they drop the mic, every show you get a new mic.
It's part of the, if it's part, like Paul Stanley busting his guitar at every show, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's like you realize that mic costs more than you're getting paid today, right?
Yes, right. Yeah. So how much did the band make? 0, because you now owe me, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know, that it's been great conversations, right, Guy? But do you have anything else coming up besides, the album you're recording, wrapping up? I mean, is there anything else you want to plug or get anything out there?
Well, I got the Cravens. They're working on new music. Like I said, Lily Morell's working on new music with me, and Soul Shine's working on new music with me. So please look out for those guys.
Well,
And
not
if-
to mention the Craven's previous recent release, Strangers to the Truth. Excellent. I listened to this thing in its entirety, and it's really good.
So
And very well mixed, by the way.
They did a really nice job with the songs on that one, and the songs they're doing now are even better. I don't know how they do it. I don't know. These guys are machines. They really are songwriting machines. I don't know how they do it, So like for this latest album, we did 10 songs. Like, oh, we're gonna do 10 songs. And then I get this note the other day. We want to do 3 more. Just keep stacking them on and go back to Echo Beach and do some more.
That's
songs.
awesome.
It is awesome. It is awesome. So yeah, look forward to new music from those guys.
Great.
I just thought of another question regarding Atmos. Is there a difference when putting it onto disc, like the delivery format?
Yeah, physical medium for that is non-existent.
You can't do
right
it,
now.
or it's just harder.
Well, I don't know how you do it. I mean, you can listen to it on a CD player. You can't listen to it on a CD player.
You have to buy 8 albums. You have to buy 8 albums.
You
and
got to
8
get a
record players.
special 11 needle turntable.
Right.
All the same drop at the same time.
Yeah, there's no physical media for that yet. I can make you like a binaural rendering of it that you can listen to it again through the Apple Music platform, right? The app. As long as again you have that Dolby Atmos setting on there.
I didn't know you knew Devin was binaural. I mean, wait, no. Wait, yeah.
That sounds a little personal, Devin.
Thanks for outing me.
That's good.
Oh boy. So, so thanks for coming on podcast.
Oh, it's my
here.
pleasure. It's great.
I know the
great
chat.
talking.
The chat. You've got a great fan base here. A lot of folks tuning in here tonight. Great questions. Everyone's hanging out there. So we've got pasta. We've got music. We've got Jersey Shore stuff and everything in between there. So
And Circles, the new
Circles,
upcoming
yes. Yeah.
concept album.
I'm again being the drummer. Right. I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously,
There's a lot.
So.
You'll like what Bill Meredith has
Good,
done in this. He really did a good job.
So I'll throw it out there to plant the seed because there's still enough time to probably pull this off. I've been wanting to do this ever since Drums and Rum started. Was this crazy idea of like a Christmas album, but more or some version of the Little Drummer Boy song and different drummers performing different parts of the song. Maybe local musicians or something. Anyway, it's always this. I've got a shit ton of ideas. I always jokingly says I have all these ideas, but my day job gets in the way. The day job that pays me. But that has changed.
no more excuses.
Yes, no more. I guess yes.
My favorite version of Little Drummer Boy is Kings and Country or something like that.
Okay.
Okay, have you ever heard that band? I think it's
No.
a Christian band.
Okay.
Check it out.
Okay,
Kings and Country, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
It's the name of the band. They do Little Drummer Boy. It's amazing.
So if you, I know it's just right above your head is
Marilyn Monroe.
to the right.
He knew without even looking.
He knew, yeah. He's kept his, so you'll have to explain, But yeah, so right above you is Drum Review. So we've had Todd from the Drum Review on here. They do a whole show at the Kravis, and it's all mostly drum, all focus, percussion, and so forth. So, very, very similar stuff there. So of course, I'm always, I'm the drum side of this thing.
The rhythm section.
The rhythm section. So, again, thank you for the Blantons. Thanks for coming on.
My pleasure.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
Let's stick around here. We'll
This
do
is some
another
delicious stuff, man.
We'll do another episode
Never
here.
had it in my whole life.
KDG said you
I'm
all need a
shocked,
refill.
Kevin. I'm shocked.
Yeah,
I am
so-
too, actually.
You call yourself an American.
Oh! And 4th of July was just. Yeah.
I am working vehemently to do as many American things as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten around to that one. So thank you.
So
You're
thank you for
welcome,
bringing.
man.
Yeah. So
Colonel Blanton.
So let's come back next week. We'll do another episode here. We'll do song reviews also. And then we'll get ready to wrap up here. We've got some
What
things.
about you, Paul? What besides being retired, what else do you got to plug?
We have coming up here Treasure Coast Blues Society. We've got an upcoming jam here with Sweet Release. So check out the upcoming on the 14th, a week from today. Kevin and I will be up at Bottoms Up in Fort Pierce there. We got our meeting. We've got the jam. Brian's birthday also.
Yes.
So come out there if you want to jam with getting your name on the list. So Sweet Release will be up first there too. And then a few days before that, this coming weekend.
Keep holding it up.
There you go. So zoom right in on it. And then also, you've got a show coming up here.
I have actually two things I want to promote.
Go ahead. Let's go for it.
First is Thursday of this week, July 9th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time It's the premiere on YouTube of the show I did, the final show of my UK run, actually with a band. It was a UK tour. I mean, yeah, it was a UK. It was a solo pub tour in the UK. But the last show, I had some amazing local musicians join me. And so it's a premiere. Like most videos come out and you can watch them whenever you get around to it. But this one is an actual premiere. So everybody gets to come on and do the whole chat thing and hang out. And I'm going to get to talk to, if there is such a thing as a Kevin McLaughlin Band fan, I'm going to get to connect with them. Rock on. So that's Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. on my YouTube channel. And you can find that by looking on YouTube. And then the only show that I've got scheduled on all of St. Lucie County is Sunday, July 12th at 3 p.m. at the Tipsy Tiki. So come on out and check it out. The weather's going to be good, and we're going to have a blast.
Yep. All right. So we've got a couple of this here July. So end of the month, we'll got another live stream coming up with Fox Maple.
Fox Maple will
She
be
is on
returning
yes,
with
there.
new and enhanced liveness.
Yeah, a lot of people reaching out and wanting to get back on the show or get on the show. Got a lot of. It seems like a lot of people got music coming out. They
So
wanna
we've actually survived long enough to go through an album cycle
Yeah.
for a lot of our
That's
artists.
it's amazing.
And we're still podcasting with their next album.
It's great. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
great to hear music still being created.
Good to have
right?
you on, Paul. Thanks for
Yeah.
inviting me on to be a part of this whole thing.
Good job. Yeah, I know. It was all started back when I was in Vegas, and I'm like, got an idea for a show. It's kind of called Rhythms and Riffs. It's like named after the lounge in the Mandalay Bay. He goes, yeah, sounds good, but let's call it Riffs and Rhythms. I'm like, okay, whatever. Oh, that's fine. As long as it's good.
Yeah, and we did it. Did a
That's
bunch
how
of
it started.
experimenting to find out the right venue.
So we got a couple of things too. We got a lot of folks that are also I reach out to places to maybe tape some episodes or live stream some stuff. The Rock House, they're trying to get opened up and over in Jensen Beach, the old gin mill. So I've been talking to Emilio. Let's go up and tape an episode there. Let's hey, help another music venues trying to open up. Sure, let's help promote. What was it? The Hope Sound there, the Salty Pelican. That
Salty Pelican.
And talked to the owner there and said, hey, they're closed on Tuesdays. Let's come up and maybe do a little something. Yeah. So I'm now that I'm not tied to a desk anymore, I'm a little bit more free to move and travel around. So
You got tied to your desk. That's kinky.
well, I knew you'd find that, because you. Yeah, so you never know. Maybe Riffs and Rhythms will go on the road as a duo at some point, somewhere down the road there. So
possibly.
you never know. So
You've been working on the Rum Fest down in Key West.
That's right. Yeah, they got that. So
Lots of stuff in
a
the
lot of
hopper.
stuff. Drum Florida. The first annual Florida Drum Fest is coming up in September. So Brad and I from the Jams and Cocktail Show, we've been talking about that. So as soon as he gets back from Europe, we've got some planning to do on that.
There's a drum fest.
There's a drum fest coming up. Yeah. So Drums and Rums has their own little booth or whatever you want to call it. So we were asked to come join up and said, sure, we'll come on up and they do a podcast
Cool.
too. So they make some drum gear that people who are the organizer of that. So, all right. So apparently there's folks that are telling us to take a shot here. So KDJ2440.
Again, that's my daughter.
Okay. Oh.
Can't she leave it alone?
I know.
What is she doing at home? Is she
Yeah.
drinking water? Or is she drinking
I know.
shots with us?
With us. Come on.
Come on, drink up. Come on, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Is she old enough? Is she old enough to drink?
Yeah. She's
Okay.
so-
Yeah.
He did say adults.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She's got
All
adult
right.
children.
Well, that doesn't mean they're old enough to drink. As long as your fake ID works. So.
She didn't need that anymore.
My oldest just turned 21 2 weeks ago. So
Congratulations.
You good? You good? You ready?
You got
Yeah, I got enough for a shot.
Well, all right.
All right. We don't want to twist his arm. Peer pressure. Afternoon special on ABC. So
Let Kara know that it's Tuesday.
You should only drink on days that end with a Y.
there you go.
It's true.
So, well, thanks for tuning in, folks.
Thanks for having me.
coming on.
Are
Devin.
you in, Devin? Are you going to shoot one with us?
Twist my arm.
Oh,
Pour me
look
one.
at
We're
that.
gonna have to. We're gonna have to
Here, we've got.
climb over the.
What's? Oh, we
That's
got this
fine.
shot glass
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah, we don't have a foursome. We just have a threesome. Ready, Devin? Catch.
Oh, he's getting some screen time.
Yep.
That he gets screen
His
time.
best, his best side
The
too.
Devonator.
All right.
We
You ever watched
lured
The
him
Man
out from
Show?
behind the camera
I
with
know,
liquor.
liquor. Yeah,
we know the
there he goes.
secret.
There he goes, right on by. Thanks for joining us, Guy. This has been great.
My
This has been
pleasure.
fun.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thanks for
everybody in the
having me.
chats there. Great questions. Great hanging out with us. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, join all the other stuff. Listen to us also on audio too. So here we go. Here's the shot there.
Salute.
So salute.
Salute. Slancha.
Thanks for tuning in.
What is it in Scottish?
Fucking drink up.
Oh.
Go straight to the point.
Why are you not done yet?